Thinking about making a move to Upper Arlington, right here on the banks of Scioto River? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over some pros and cons of living in Upper Arlington. And if you stick around until the end, I'm gonna let you know who's from Upper Arlington. He's world famous in the golf space. If this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe, like, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the market here in Columbus, Ohio, specifically Upper Arlington. My name is Billy Fristo, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Columbus, and this is a Living in North Columbus YouTube channel. I get calls every day from people just like you looking to make a move. So if you're moving in 9 or 90 days, please reach out, text me, call me, shoot me an email. I'd love to help you make a smooth transition to Columbus. And as always, just call Billy. Let's get it. Pro number one of living in Upper Arlington are the schools. The schools are a huge draw for families moving from out of town, coming to Columbus. According to niche.com, Upper Arlington schools, A-rated, 5 elementaries, 2 middle schools, 1 high school. They also have an online academy high school, good private schools in the area as well. Wellington is one of the schools here in Upper Arlington. A lot of families send their kids to as well if you're looking to go the private school route. Upper Arlington is coming off their first state hockey championship in school history, since my son plays hockey and a few of his friends from Upper Arlington, so it was good to see them celebrate and get excited. Schools, Upper Arlington, A-rated, great draw, and let's go on to Pro 2. Pro number 2 of living in Upper Arlington is the ideal location. We are on Lane, which kind of cuts through east-west through Upper Arlington. And we are here where there's a ton of shopping. Lane Avenue, if you head down Lane Avenue that way, it takes you directly to Ohio State University, just a few miles down the road. Lane Avenue right here. Shopping, awesome restaurants. Hudson 29 right behind me is a Cameron Mitchell restaurant. He's one of the big, huge restaurateurs here in Columbus. We got a Whole Foods right behind us. All of this luxury apartments, condos. You have a few hotels down here. So a lot going on here in Upper Arlington. This is all fairly new. Pro number 2, living in Upper Arlington, is location. Hey, so pro number 3 of living in Upper Arlington are beautiful neighborhood resale values. Everything is well maintained, the streets, the mix of like historical and modern homes, large lots, landscaping's kept up. Home prices are, $400,000 up to, well over $1 million. Houses sell quickly, strong resale value because of the demand, nice community feel. South of Lane, you're looking at, historic high-end homes. North of Lane, you're looking at a little bit more affordable housing, but still premium housing. Over by Scioto Country Club, you're looking at, super luxury homes well into the millions. Pro number 3, beautiful neighborhoods. Thanks. Hey, so pro number 4 of living in Upper Arlington, a strong community feel. I know a lot of my friends that I have either went to Ohio State and ended up, living here, in Upper Arlington because of its proximity to Ohio State. Great area, great place to raise family, kids, but it's close-knit. And you won't find that in a lot of communities around Columbus that are as close-knit as, Upper Arlington. So right now I'm standing in front of the library. As you can see, we're right here at the library. So lots of different programs for the kids, lots of different things to do, activities. So they do a lot of community events as well, like, 4th of July parades. They do Halloween. They do a lot of cool stuff like that. So pro number 4, close-knit community. Hey, so pro number 5 of living in Upper Arlington, parks and recreation. Right now I'm in Fancyburg Park and other parks like Northern Park. There's all kinds of green space. As you can see, we got some tennis courts. We've got a lot of jungle gyms over here. We've got some baseball diamonds in the back here and some other, green space fields out here. So with that being said, Upper Arlington has, a lot of green space for, there's baseball leagues here, swimming racket club is here. My daughter takes lessons there in the summer sometimes. She's a tennis player. Walking trails, biking trails. We're standing out here in the middle of Fancyburg Park. Jungle gyms, biking trails, walking trails, baseball diamonds. A lot of stuff to do here. Looks like they may have a bocce over here as well. Upper Arlington, pro number 5, outdoor space and recreation. So when we're talking about recreation, the other part of, pro number 3 with recreation is, as you can see right behind me, Bob Crane Community Center. This is brand spanking new. So this is another pro of, the recreation and parks district and whatnot here in Upper Arlington. So great new facility. You are right next to and on Scioto River. You can boat here. A lot of houses have docks. As you head down that way in the distance, you can see some of those houses on the river have docks. That side of the river is Hilliard. At this side of the river is Upper Arlington. Kayaking, canoeing. We're standing right on a boat launch right here. Crew teams practice here all the time. It's another bonus of living, in Upper Arlington is, easy access to boating, fishing, anything outdoors that you want to do is, at your fingertips. With all the pros of living in Upper Arlington do come some cons. And the number 1 con will be the cost of living. Property taxes in Upper Arlington, about 2.5 times national average of about 1%. Property taxes in Upper Arlington are about 2.45%. However, that is less than Worthington, which if you look at my Worthington pros and cons, Worthington's property taxes about 2.88. So a little less than Worthington. However, more than the national average and more than the average in Ohio, which is 1.8. Properties sell for a lot more here, expensive. But again, you get what you pay for. Con number 2, limited new construction. Because Upper Arlington is well established and there's fewer new build developments, it's going to be a little difficult for a new build. However, a lot of the homes are remodeled. That's always an option. You're just not going to have the expansion of new builds like you would in Dublin or even New Albany. New Albany is growing north and east, and Dublin is growing north and west. That is con number 2 is, limited new build and new construction activity. So con number 3 of living in Upper Arlington, strict zoning and HOA-like rules. The city has strict zoning in order to preserve its, history and, just the overall feel of Upper Arlington. It's a great place with history and, modern feel all mixed in one. So it could limit renovation options if you're trying to, do something out of the ordinary that doesn't fit into the neighborhood, jumping through, loopholes to get that done. So that is con number 3 is just strict zoning and HOA-like rules. Con number 4 of living in Upper Arlington, traffic and congestion. As I talked about in the pros, yes, it's close to everything. There's a hustle bustle here at Columbus, and Arlington is kind of right in the mix. So you're looking at close proximity to Ohio State, close proximity to downtown. You're going to have congestion during rush hours, morning commutes. Big one is Ohio State football. So in the fall, when there's a game, Upper Arlington is right next to Ohio State and 315, where everybody comes in and converges on Ohio Stadium. You're going to have a lot of traffic. Now, the good part is during the games, everything is wide open because everyone's either 100,000 people in the stadium or, people's tailgating still all day. But then after the game, you're going to have the congestion of everyone exiting the stadium. So that's one of the cons, is the traffic and congestion. So con number 5, limited nightlife. There's great restaurants here in Upper Arlington. There's, a lot to do, but there's not as much commercial development here in Upper Arlington as there is in, say, a Polaris up in Westerville. There's just not that commercial development here. But again, some great restaurants, and a lot of people travel to go to those other restaurants that are like, on High Street, Short North, which is a short drive from Upper Arlington being so close to downtown and Ohio State. Some of the cons of living in Upper Arlington. My little fun fact, since you waited till the end, is that Upper Arlington is the home to one of the greatest golfers ever to live. And his name is Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. Upper Arlington's mascot, the Golden Bears. So that's, where he got his nickname, or he gave it to the school. I don't know if which came first, the chicken or the egg. However, it's the Arlington Golden Bears, and Jack Nicklaus, one of the greatest golfers ever, still holds the major championships title, is why they call him the Golden Bear, because he's from Upper Arlington and went to Ohio State. But hey, if you're looking to make a move to Columbus, please reach out, call me, text me, email me. I'd love to help you move and make that smooth transition down here to Columbus. And as always, just call Billy. See ya.